Past Now Read presents another story that needs to be told, entitled The Drop-Off. The rain started as a whisper, just a breeze of drizzle pecking at the leaves. Tom didn't mind. A little weather came with the hunt, and he'd packed for it. Up in the tree stand, 15 feet off the ground, tucked into a thick patch of pine and oak, he watched the forest breathe under a grey sky. It was late November, deep in the timberlands of northern Louisiana, and the rut was on. He'd waited all year for this trip. He'd come with his best friend and 2 other guys from work. They'd dropped him off before sunrise, promising to loop back by dusk. They were carried out to their separate stands in a restored Model A, transmission down, geared to navigate deep sludge with its slow-turning wooden spoked wheels. Tom checked his watch. 2:17 p.m. He shifted on the narrow plank seat, rain jacket already beaded with water. The light was dimmer now. Rain thickened. By 3:00 p.m. it wasn't rain. It was a damn wall. Thunder rolled in from the west like a war drum. The forest groaned under it. The water pounded his hood, poured down the back of his neck. It leaked through seams that were supposed to be sealed, down his collar, into his boots. His gloves were sponges. The wind threw the trees like they were swaying under something massive above. His visibility dropped to less than 10 feet. No deer, no sounds, just the sound of rain, relentless and flat. By 3:45 he made the call. He had to climb down. The ladder was slick from the green mold that coated each rung. He hit the ground and instantly felt it suck at his boots. He looked once at the trail he'd come in on. Gone. Underbrush, palmetto, vine, grass had collapsed under the weight of water, closing the trail like a zipper. Shit. No GPS, no cell signal. Everything in his pack and on him down to his underwear was soaked, even the zip-locked map. He thought he could find the camp by memory. He couldn't even find north. He picked a direction, the one he thought he came from, and pushed forward. 4:30 p.m. Every step was water. Cold, gritty mud swallowed his feet, now sloshing in soaked socks. The sky dimmed to ash grey. Trees creaked like they were warning him. Then came the snake. His boot crunched down on something soft but solid. He recoiled, instinct more than sight. It coiled and hissed, a molted copperhead, half-shed, ghost-eyed and twitchy. It didn't strike, maybe too cold or too dazed, but the flash of it knocked something loose inside him. The idea of a snake frightened him to his core. How many more lay under the palmetto leaves? He kept walking, faster now. 5:20 p.m. Light? What light? The sky was abruised, the rain still crashing, still unrelenting. He stumbled over a root and fell flat, face first into the muck. He screamed, not loud but guttural, frustration, panic. It surged up his throat like bile. He lay there for half a minute, forehead in the water, wanting to cry, knowing it wouldn't help. He stood, shivering now, teeth chattering, fingers numb. Then, a break, not in the rain but in the earth, a ridge, an incline. He climbed it, knees pumping against soaked jeans, and there upon it was an old railroad bed, gravel and dirt and long forgotten, but flat, walkable. He had heard tales of a railroad built long ago to carry out huge cedar trees harvested out of this very forest. No longer, they had been cut to extinction, many slaves being lost in the process. He stepped onto it like it was sacred ground. No tracks, no ties, just an overgrown line stretching through the forest like a ghost road. He turned left and walked. 6:00 p.m. Night was falling, full and fast. Tom could barely see his feet now. Only silhouettes, only the faintest outline of trees flanking either side of the rail bed. His breath steamed out of him. The sound of the rain changed, louder. Or maybe the world got quieter. His mind started to spiral. What if they forgot me? What if the Model A's stuck? What if I walk past camp and never know it? He talked to himself, out loud, just to hear something human. You're all right, you're going to be fine. 6:27 p.m. Then the flash, lightning, near, bright as hell and blinding. The afterimage burned in his vision. He saw something in that flash. A shack, a car, or maybe just a broken tree, gone before he could confirm. He screamed, "Hey!" Nothing answered, just thunder. 6:45 p.m. Everything hurts. His thighs burn, his calves cramp. His hands are pruned and trembling. Everything he owns is drenched, sagging, useless. He stops walking, looks into the dark. Somewhere in that black is his fate, or his salvation. He doesn't know if he's 2 miles from camp or 20. He wants to sleep. Just for a second. Sit down. Maybe close his eyes. But he remembers something his dad told him back when he was a boy in a duck blind. You sit still, you die cold. He keeps walking. 7:10 p.m. A sound. Distant. Mechanical? A low growl. Is it thunder? Is it the low grinding Model A? Or just his brain cracking under the grueling, relentless rain? He freezes. Listens. Nothing. Just rain. He walks on, each step heavier, feeling overwhelmed he doesn't know how much further he can make it. But the rail bed continues and he stays on it like it's a lifeline. The rain softens, only a little, like the storm's catching its breath. He thinks he sees a glow. Through the trees. A weak orange smudge. Could be firelight. Could be nothing. He doesn't break into a run, he doesn't have the strength. But he moves toward it. Footsteps, wet, heavy, coming down the rail bed. Tom stops in his tracks. Rain smashes the leaves around him. Hey! He yells, voice swallowed by the storm. A silhouette materializes from the dark, human, tall, drenched. The figure stops 10 feet out, standing unnaturally still. You ain't with them, are you? The man asks. His voice is dry, oddly flat, like it had been echoing around too long in a place with no walls. Tom's throat tightens. No, I'm alone. Been walking since I left my stand. They left me, the man says, 3 days ago. Camp vanished. I kept walking. Thought I was headed west. Lightning flashes. The man doesn't flinch. For the briefest second, Tom sees his jacket. Old school camo, soaked but wrong. Like it hadn't been worn in years until now. The cloth sagged unnaturally, as if it barely had bones to hang on. His name tag, nearly unreadable, Cole. Then darkness crashes back in. Tom raises his flashlight. The man is gone. Not retreated, not hidden, gone. Tom spins in place, water sloshing in his boots. Hey! Only trees answer. Wind howling like it's laughing. Then something hard underfoot. He looks down, a dog tag, caked in dirt, rusted, pitted. He rubs it clean with his thumb. Cole William T. Oneg, USMC. His breath hitches. A cold, sudden memory surfaces. The story around the fire. Night 1, his cousin half-drunk, telling the tale of William Cole, a Marine who lost everything, wandered into these woods and never came out. Bullshit ghost story, they'd laughed. Now the tag is in his hand, cold, real, too real. He stares into the dark, heart pounding like a war drum. His mind starts to split at the seams. You saw a man, you spoke to a man, you saw no tracks, no breath. That jacket wasn't from this decade. He grips the tag tighter, knuckles white. Get a grip, he mutters. You're tired, wet, delirious. But the woods don't argue, they just watch. 7:30 p.m. The rain thins. Ahead through the trees, a faint orange light glows. It pulses like it's breathing. Tom takes a step, then another, toward it. He's shaking, from cold, from fear, from not knowing what's real anymore. He still has the dog tag in his hand, and he's afraid to put it down. He doesn't look back. He doesn't want to see if William's watching. He doesn't want to find out if he ever left at all. The rain thins. Tom sees a faint orange light pulsing through the trees. Could be firelight. Could be a camp. He walks toward it. Each step feels heavier. Each breath tighter. He keeps the dog tag clenched in his fist like a lifeline. 7:42 p.m. He stumbles, knees to the mud, groans, fumbles for his flashlight, clicks it on, beam flickering. His hands are shaking, freezing. He opens his palm to check the tag again. Some part of him needs to see it, to remind himself it was real. But his hand is empty, no tag. He tears open his coat pocket, nothing. Pants pocket, nothing. He whips around, scanning the ground with the beam. Nothing, just wet leaves and gravel. He presses his hands into the earth, desperate. Come on, no, come on. Nothing, no tag, no proof. Just him. Found them, soaked, alone, and no longer sure he ever saw anyone out there. Late evening, after William Cole's disappearance. Tom stares at the muddy path where the man had just stood. There's nothing. Just the rain. Just the old rail bed ahead. His hand still grips the dog tag. Cole William T. Oneg, USMC. Cold, real, rusted to hell. 3 days ago, the man said, but this tag looks like it's been around for years. Tom keeps walking, heartbeat ticking faster than his footsteps. 7:45 p.m. Somewhere off in the trees to his left he hears it. Cole. Barely audible, almost like the wind, but not quite. He stops, listens. Nothing. Just rain dripping from the leaves. Then, again. Cole. Cole. Low, drawn out, not human, not unhuman. He swallows, picks up the pace. 8:10 p.m. He sees it through the trees, what looks like a crumpled shape. As he gets closer, he realizes it's the remnants of an old shack, half collapsed, moss-covered. Tom steps inside. His flashlight beam cuts through spider webs and rot. The place smells like mildew and burnt wood. On a shattered shelf, something catches the light. A photograph, half scorched at the edges, curled by heat. He picks it up. It's a man in uniform, marine dress blues. The same face, William T. Cole. Back straight, eyes alive. Someone's written on the photo in faded ink, "Don't let the forest win." Tom drops it like it burns, then picks it up. His light flickers. Outside the shack, the wind howls. But there's no wind. The trees don't move. 9:00 p.m. He checks his watch. Still says 7:10 p.m. It's been over an hour. He taps the face. Nothing. Battery's fine. Screen frozen. He pulls out his compass. The needle spins in lazy circles. His breath fogs in the air now. The temperature has dropped. 9:38 p.m. The railbed has become rougher, lined with brambles and twisted saplings. He stops to rest. His flashlight beam scans a thick, pale tree nearby. Carved into the bark, letters, deep, slashed angry, Tom M. 4/16/25. His name, today's date. His chest tightens. He backs away, points the light again. The bark is scarred and cracked. This carving has been here for years, weathered like the rest. "How the hell?" he starts to say. Then he hears it again. "Cole!" Whispers from both sides now. He runs. 10:15 p.m. The railbed forks. One way goes uphill, the other down. There are no signs, no markers. Tom stands in the middle, breathing hard. He wants to throw away the tag, the photo, his soaked jacket, everything. But he doesn't. Instead, he drops to his knees, grips the dirt, and screams, "What do you want from me?" No answer. Only the wind. Only the sound of leaves shifting, as if something just passed behind him. Midnight. He picks the uphill path. No clue if it's the right way. The whispers fade behind him, but he still feels them. In the base of his skull. Like pressure, like someone watching. He keeps walking. Eventually there's a faint glow through the trees. Could be fire, could be headlights, could be nothing at all. Somewhere behind him he hears, "You made it further than I did." The story ends here, in the dark, in the rain. One man broken down to nothing but soaked bones trudging toward a... maybe. You have been listening to The Drop-Off. Written and adapted for audio narration by PASTNOWREAD. Stories that need to be told. A story of heart, fear, and the will to survive. Follow for more. Please tag with someone who may like stories that need to be told. Thank you. Special thanks to the spirit of the hunter who has found himself lost.